Make some noise, it's your man, Why Me? What is going on? Happy Saturday. We in Utah tonight, facing the 3-12 Utah Jazz. We're 9-6. Let's go. We're doing what we got to do. 4-game winning streak, back to our winning ways, back above 500. Again, my prediction for November, 12-4, we could possibly win out the rest of November. Think about it. We got Utah. We could catch Denver slipping, get Dallas and Charlotte. We could finish out the month 12-4, like I said in my earlier video. Low margin, no margin for error. But obviously it's just a prediction, but 11-5. I'm not giving up the game in Denver, but it's gonna be a tough matchup. Dallas and Denver battled. Dallas beat Denver 123-120 last night. So that was a battle. That was the in-season tournament game. And Jokic is still playing well. Michael Porter Jr. is playing well. And so are we. Point blank period. But who's going to stop the Joker? That's my only thing. He's going to go crazy. And we're going to be in Denver. So tonight, though, let's handle business in Utah. Again, this is a lowly Utah Jazz team, 3-12 Utah Jazz team. We're obviously favored to win the game. Utah's coming in with Lauri Markkanen averaging 18 points. He's the high man. And Karl Anthony Towns, the town calls averaging 26.8. So there shouldn't be any reason why we don't win this game tonight. So we must come in. We must get off to a good start. We must hit our early, open, and available threes. Josh Hart pushing the tempo, which I'm sure he'll do. And just staying out of foul trouble and getting into silly fouls. This could easily be, one of those games where they want to keep the spread close. And getting into early foul trouble would be a disaster for our momentum going into Denver and going into Dallas. So getting into early foul trouble would kill our early game momentum. So what we need to do is, again, stay on our feet, moving our feet, not getting handsy on defense. Those things will be easily susceptible for our defenders tonight because we're obviously going in thinking and knowing that we're going to win this game. So we cannot go in lackadaisical, fellas. I'm sure you won't see this before the game, but in the event that you do, let's just get on them early, get out early, and possibly go sit down. This is one of those games where we want to go sit down. And I understand what happened the last game. Yes, we are giving up points, but guys went to sit down for a minute. So the bench and the rookies, are going to give up points if our starters have to go sit down for a minute. But with that being said, we get out early. We'll probably give up 100, maybe, or 110. But the game will be in hand for most of the game, the majority of the game. So, again, tonight's matchup, nothing different. Our last 5, we only lost 1 versus Chicago. That was another game that again, my 12-4 prediction is not off. We should actually have only lost maybe 1 game, if that. So I'm allowing the margin for error. But like I said, we've already lost 4 games this November. So, again, we have Utah tonight, Denver on Monday. That's a 9 p.m. game. Dallas on Wednesday. That's a 7:30 p.m. game on ESPN. And we're in Charlotte, and I might go to that game. I'm almost 100% going to that game in Charlotte versus the Charlotte Hornets for the in-season tournament. That's at 12 p.m. on Black Friday. So I'll hopefully have some content there from the Charlotte arena. I don't even think I'm going to get my Knicks jersey yet, but I'll have probably like an orange hoodie on. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So my 12-4 prediction can still be obtained. We just got to win out the rest of November. And I feel like we do well in Denver. Jalen Brunson does well in Denver. And we have to contain Michael Porter Jr. because he's going crazy. He's hitting threes. He's slashing. He's dunking. Aaron Gordon didn't play last night. We still gonna have to deal with him if he plays. Um, the Joker, obviously. What's my man name? The young dude, but he played last year. I'll figure out his name. Obviously, Jamal Murray is still out there doing what he do, throwing behind the back passes crazy. But we're gonna have to give everything we have in Denver, and it's a 9 o'clock game, so we're gonna have to give everything we have to the Denver Nuggets. Hopefully, and not lose this game. Even if it's a close game, I'm good with that. But that's where I am right now with it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, do it, all that. It is what it is. I ain't worried about that. Make some noise, man. This is your man, Why Me. Listen, I also want to dispel some theories and just some like conjecture about this Jericho Sims Ariel Hogporty thing. I didn't get a chance to post a video that I made, but it was right before the Washington game. And it was saying what I said on Knicks Fan TV. This is my channel. But if I make 7 videos, 8 videos, and one of my videos just happens to take off, that doesn't automatically make me the number 1 show for Knicks content. It doesn't make me the number 2 show or the 3 show. I only got 1 video that's hot right now in the streets. I haven't put that work in. I haven't built that consistency yet. I haven't built that trust with you that I'm gonna keep putting out videos yet. And I understand that. I'm an adult. I got stuff to do. I got mouths to feed like everybody else. So I do this on my own time. But getting back to the point, it doesn't make me the starter. It doesn't make me the number 1 player because I have a couple good games. And that's the debate between Sims and Hogporty. Like, Sims is going to play because he's put that work in. He's built the trust with Tibbs. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He just is not aggressive yet. But he doesn't turn the ball over or make a lot of mistakes. He doesn't commit offensive fouls. He doesn't get technicals. He's not like he's not a player that hurts a team by any stretch of the imagination. And Hogporty is an NBA rookie. He's a basketball professional, but an NBA rookie. So he has to learn the waves and the ebbs and flows of the game as well. He's never had to play on the same court as a Joker in an NBA game. He hasn't had to play against Anthony Davis. He hasn't had to play against the tandem over there, Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. Hopefully he'll get a chance to get in there because that to me is a good matchup. And I'll go back to that. But he hasn't had that experience yet. So just to say, like, okay, he got 1 good game, he's bringing energy, start him, play him behind Towns, give him Jericho. Nah, bro, that's not what we doing. That's not happening. Tibbs don't even rock like that, and no coach should rock like that. Y'all got shiny toy syndrome. It happened with Julius. Soon as we got Jalen, then Julius don't fit. But everybody fits. It's basketball. You got to make it work. Everybody fits on a basketball team in terms of it's just whether or not dudes want to make it work. But everybody can all fit. It's just whether or not your ego and your skill set can make it work. But we can make it work. And if you're a great coach like Tibbs, having the personnel you have, he can make it work. He can mastermind things. And you see it in our execution, at least right now, against the lower tier teams. We smacking them. So right now we're going to hit a couple top tier teams. Obviously, Luka's not there. When we hit Dallas, he'll be out for a couple weeks, but we still got to deal with that Kyrie man. He's still not here to play games. And Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively are a great tandem of big men. Daniel Gafford put one of them backup centers from Denver in the basket last night. He's aggressive. He's tough, but he's not gonna bully Sims. He's not gonna bully Towns either. Towns might pick up fouls, but he's not gonna bully Towns like he did Jermaine. Sorry, Dario Saric. Oh my God, he bodied Dario Saric yesterday. But we gotta have that big man tandem. I always wanted to see Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson on the floor at the same time. So I want to see if Tibbs would ever play two big men at once. Like he's never done it. But I always want to see Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson occupy the basketball court at the same time and see what that's like. Because all the other teams do it, and then this is a copycat league. But Tibbs is he's a very unique coach because he still hangs his hat on the defensive end, even though our defense is not the best because we sacrifice defense right now for offense. But he still focuses and attempts to win games by playing defense. But right now, our best defense is our offense. Our best defense right now is Josh Hart taking the ball off the rim and pushing it the length of the court and scoring a basket. Because it's forcing guys to rush and speed their tempo up. And so having Josh Hart being able to do that is forcing other teams. He's the team tempo killer. He's a one-man fast break. And so having him being able to do that is the most effective defense that we have right now outside of actually stopping the other team from scoring. And he needs to be respected more for doing that. He needs to go to the line more. But put that Ariel Hukporty and Sims debate to bed. Just put it to bed, at least for this season, because we need health as well. And so when Mitchell Robinson comes back, and that's like everybody's living in fairy tale land about when that's going to happen. So whenever he comes back, then the rotation changes. Cat could go to the 4, and Mitchell Robinson is playing the 5. Either Mikal or Josh goes to the bench. And then we got Jalen, Mikal or Josh, OG Anunoby, Cat, and Mitchell Robinson. Oh my goodness. And Mitch just got to stay healthy and put on some high tops. Put some high tops on, bro. That's all. And when we get to where we need to get to in the playoffs, it's Boston. We should have our sights set on eliminating Boston. And it'd be nice if we even get Boston in the first round. We could take them out in the first round. That's what I believe. Later rounds, they might be more deadly. But first round, early round, we could bounce them. But we probably won't because our record will be 1-2, 1-3. But an early round situation with Boston would be nice, but that's not ideal because we'll be right there behind them. But Boston is in our sight. So even if it's an Eastern Conference Finals matchup, we'll be in rhythm, they'll be in rhythm, and may the best team win. We got to get Indiana out of here this year. We got to just eradicate them. Philly, tank. So that leaves Cleveland. And we gave up a game in the Garden versus Cleveland. But Philly's in the tank. And so Boston, New York, Indiana, Cleveland. Top 4 teams in the East. Atlanta, Chicago, got something to say. Miami, got something to say. That's it. Orlando, when Paulo get right. What's up with Paulo? Orlando 10-7. And Franz is cooking. Mo is cooking. So I like Orlando too. I like a young team like Orlando has always given us fits. And Paulo used to give Julius fits because Paulo is nice. He's dead nice. And Orlando is 10-7, and they beat the Lakers, they beat the Suns, they beat Philly, they beat the Pacers, Pelicans. They beat the Pacers. They beat Miami. They beat all the same teams we beat. They lost to the Grizzlies. They lost to the Clippers, but they beat the Lakers. That's a nice win. Pacers. Nice win. They lost to the Spurs in the preseason, though. They lost to the Bulls and the Cavs. Everybody lost to the Cavs. They lost to Dallas. They lost to the Thunder. A lot of people losing to the Thunder. But Orlando is first in the Southeast. Orlando, Miami, Atlanta, Charlotte. Orlando is the only team in the Southeast Division with a winning record. So the East got a little bit of ballers out there, and what we need to do is just be that vet team with Boston that don't allow teams to come into our building no more. We should have the rhythm and the capacity right now. And guys playing minutes shouldn't even be on nobody's mind. Like the minutes police gotta chill. Cause when you sit down, that's when you atrophy. When you sit down, that's when your legs start getting sore. That's when your knees lock up. When you sit down. Let me play. And then I'll be on my off day, get the treatment. We go on the road. I'm going to take care of my body. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to sleep. But I want to play. Like, it's 48 minutes. But I want to play. It's 40 minutes. I'm playing. I'm playing, bro. 10 minutes a quarter. I'm playing. Figure it out. If I get hurt, then I scale back during the game. But the next game, I'm coming back for the same 40 minutes. Same 36 minutes. And if I need to sit, that's only because we blowing them out. All right, let my young boys get in. Let you know what I'm saying? Let the bench get in. Let Campaign get in. He not a young boy, he a vet, but he's a bench player, so let him get in. Cause he's gonna keep pushing the tempo, keep pushing the tempo. He needs to pass a little bit more, but I like him, yo. I like his aggressiveness. And I feel like if he hit Dadier can shoot. He got a high arcing shot. Like either it's going cash or it's going to do some wildness. But let's see if we can get the young boys in versus Utah. Get the town call. Get Brunson some rest. It's no slacking. You know what I'm saying? Keontae George, I think he's playing tonight. But Utah is all right in terms of like young intensity. So you can't let them get to the point where it's like, oh yeah, get confident. Utah's all right. So we need to not sleep on them either. And they at home. Anything can happen. But I definitely want to see what Orlando has. When do we play Orlando? I definitely want to see what's up with Orlando. Like I said I wanted to see Zach LaVine play, and he dropped 31 on us. So, but Paolo healthy, that's going to be a nice little game right there. When we play the Magic, we play the Magic next week. December the 3rd. Circle that game. We play them after our road trip in the Garden. They got us a favorite. Circle that game versus Orlando. We're going to talk about it some more. But the Wagner boys could play. They not scared. They not scared at all. Them Wagner boys could play. But yeah, circle that game. All right, make some noise, man. It's your man, Why Me. I'm just ranting, rambling, whatever you want to call it. But listen, we got the Utah Jazz tonight. 5:00. Giannis 37-point triple-double. Jared McCain is going crazy too. He's not scared. He's very aggressive. Paul George spoke about it on one of them podcasts where Jared McCain is like their most aggressive player. And it shouldn't be. I agree with that. Jared McCain is one of those players where he's going to take over. And then, even though Maxey got the contract, like him and Maxey is going to have to work it in because Nick Nurse is obviously giving him the green light to shoot the ball and be confident. because again, Philly is going to have to shut it down, and B's not playing. Paul George's knee is not healthy. Philly going to just have to tank for the rest of the season and shut it down and let Jared McCain and Kenyon Martin Jr. play. So, yeah, Dallas, ooh, that was a good game last night. And the funny thing is, the Nuggets are 8-6, right? You're obviously expecting them to have a better start or come off to a hotter start. But the Nuggets had quite the schedule, and the Western Conference is tough to begin with. But the Nuggets had quite the tough schedule so far, being 8-6, just so close to 500, almost like us. So I know Nuggets fans are griping a little bit, like, what's going on? What's going on? They lost to the Grizzlies. They lost to the Pelicans. They lost to Dallas. Obviously, they lost to Minnesota. They lost to a lot of good West Coast teams. They lost to the T-Wolves. They lost to the Clippers and the Thunder. So again, like the West Coast, the Western Conference, and I think it should be mixed up, especially like for playoffs. They need to do this NBA Cup thing, but like mix up the teams. I know it'll be crazy for like travel and scheduling, but even centralize a playoff series or two. Just keep them in the same city. The NBA gonna have to shake it up. They're gonna have to shake up the All-Star situation. They're gonna have to shake up everything, even though they try to shake it up as far as like having the drafts and everything. But the NBA is gonna have to shake it up as far as like playoffs go too in the coming seasons. That Eastern Conference, Western Conference thing is starting to get like played out. But I think they're gonna use the NBA Cup format to maybe figure out something playoff related. That's gonna be fire though. If they can do some NBA Cup type thing to make it playoff, and it's like a double game elimination, teams with X amount of win percent or X record, gets into the tournament. It's like a 3 game elimination tournament, something like that, and it's in like 2 locations. So if you lose, you go to this location. If you win, you go to that location. Like it's 4 locations. They got to do something. Make it like 4 locations, 16 teams, and then all the teams just travel between those locations, and then you change the 4 locations every season. Or you do like a double championship, like a first half champion and a second half champion, and then those 2 champions play for the championship. So wild, like, you know what I mean? I feel like they could change. They can make a new format every year if they wanted to, or you know what I'm saying? Like this format is this year, the next year is this format. It'd be like a 4-year rotating format of basketball, and then it'd be like, oh, this is the 4th year. This is year number 3 where they do bi-coastal champions, and you know what I'm saying? Like who's the East champion, who's the West champion, and then they go, or players do like you do like an all-star game, and then that team play another team. I don't know. You can figure it out, man. They can incorporate more players too. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody want to see the players that the quote unquote fans vote for. We want to still see players play with other players too. Like I want to see like a Jalen Brunson and Anthony Edwards type thing. I want to see what you know what I'm saying, LeBron look like again, even with like this Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? That'd be fire. You know what I mean? Bam Adebayo playing with like Trey Young. That would be ill. And you could mix up the teams. You know what I'm saying? Like Bam and Trey Young, Trey throwing alley oops to Bam. That would be fire. Like mix it up like that. And even players that don't get a chance to play all the time, like they could be on them teams. But yeah, the NBA know what they're doing, man. They getting enough money. But the viewership is down because it's not creative enough. And we looking at guys shoot threes all day. I fall asleep on that because all dudes do is shoot threes. They shooting threes all day. You know what I mean? So I fall asleep on that. Like, I don't want to see that. But yeah, man, let me get out of here, man. Make some noise. It's your man, Why Me? New York Knicks tonight, 5 p.m. against Utah. Denver after that, Monday at 9. Dallas on Wednesday. Let's go. Make some noise. It's your man, Why Me? We out.